Welcome back to another video after very long. Uh, the topic for today is changes, or I think this is something which is very close to my heart because for the past 2 months or so, uh, my life has undergone many changes, and I think changes ऐसी चीज़ें होती हैं जो कि almost everyone goes through at different times, and you know everyone has different ways to react and respond to changes. Or I thought I wanted to talk about it, and uh, as I have said in my previous videos, मुझे क्योंकि लगता है कि मेरा ये बेस्ट फॉर्म है to you know deal with how I want to uh, you know become a bit easier, feel lighter. So I thought let's talk about changes and how everyone has to go through different types of changes in their life. तो for the past 2 months or so मेरी भी लाइफ में बहुत बड़े बड़े changes हुए हैं. I alhamdulillah had a baby, which is why I was inactive for the past 2 months, and I moved from my hometown to a different continent, and there were so many things which are happening at the same time. Okay, I thought as I was struggling uh, to deal with them, I made it a point कि I want to talk about it. तो changes life में क्यों होते हैं? Let's talk about that. Changes life में इसलिए होते हैं because इंसान अपनी लाइफ में आई थिंक डिफरेंट टाइम जोन से डिफरेंट माइलस्टोन से गुजर रहा होता है. When you're a baby, then you become bigger, then you have to go to school, then college, then uni, etc., blah blah blah, and then job. So all of these are uncomfortable changes for a lot of people because they're big milestones, and big milestones can only be achieved when you are in an uncomfortable zone. तो जब आप uncomfortable zone में आते हो, there are many difficulties which I think everyone has to face. और क्योंकि लाइफ में चेंजेस आपके हाथ में नहीं होता, लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स आपके हाथ में होता भी है, बट लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स आपके हाथ में नहीं भी होता. बट यू हैव टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू हाउ एंड व्हाट लाइफ throws at you. So, for example, I'll talk about myself. As I moved from Karachi to New York, initially everything it was you know very new for me. I wasn't like if I'm being very honest, very jubilant about it because this is not something that I was looking forward to. But and then I had a baby. So matlab, I knew that I will have a baby, but like it's a very big change again. And then I have a business back home in Pakistan, so I had to manage that from here. And then there were a lot of things which were uh, difficult for me, and I had to find ways to deal with them. So I thought let's talk about how I dealt with my difficulties and what was an uneasy instance for me, and I think maybe anyone listening would relate as well. तो when I think when you move from one place to another, आपको हर चीज़ नई लग रही होती है. Initial bit is the honeymoon, exploratory tourism phase, जब आप सब देखते हो, you want to explore and you want to enjoy. But उसके बाद एक टाइम आता है where you have no more strength, and reality hits you कि it's like a new place, and you have to no longer be exploring. There will be boring days and there will be fun days, but mostly there'll be boring days. So how do you deal with boring days? When there are boring days, you have to find fun in those boring days. So like do small activities, बाहर जाओ, घूमो फिरो. आप फॉर एग्जांपल विद मी, आई लाइक टू वर्क आउट. तो वो मैंने क्या किया कि फर्स्ट थिंग आई डिड व्हेन आई केम हियर वाज आई फाउंड अ जिम. बिकॉज मेरे लिए पर्सनली मुझे जिम एक आउटिंग लगती है, एक फन एक्टिविटी लगती है. So that is something which helped me keep sane because I as I was finding it difficult, I was, constantly talking to ChatGPT and asking कि मैं क्या करूँ, how do I deal with these things. जिम पसंद आप वो करो, if you like to walk, go for a walk. If you like to do anything like go to mall, have food, do what makes you happy, and that will help bring a lot of ease to your heart. Because होता क्या है कि आपके दिल में आपको न नाखुशी तो मैं नहीं कहता, बट लाइक यू आर अनईजी, बिकॉज जब चीज़ें आपके लिए न्यू होती हैं आपको उसमें समझ नहीं आ रही होती हाउ टू फिगर इट आउट. और बिकॉज आई एज आई मेंशन मैंने चैट जीपीटी से पूछा तो उसने भी मुझे यही कहा कि व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू हैव टू डू सम एक्टिविटी विच यू डिड बैक देयर, ताकि आपको मोर कंफर्टेबल फील हो. जैसा भी आपका एनवायरनमेंट या जो भी नई एक एब्सोल्युटली न्यू सिनेरियो है उसमें भी आपको अपनी कंफर्ट ढूंढनी है, राइट. सो दैट इज़ समथिंग आई डिड. अच्छा, उसके अलावा क्या है कि आई थिंक वन थिंग विच इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इज़ टू हैव अ कनेक्ट विद वेर एवर यू वर बिफोर. ठीक है. तो आपका जहाँ से आप मूव जहाँ पे भी हुए हो, बहुत आई थिंक इम्पॉर्टेंट है टू स्टिल बी सेम, इज़ कि आप अपना एक कांटेक्ट बिल्कुल भी ख़त्म ना करो, राइट. बिकॉज जब आपका एक ऑब्वियसली चेंज ऑफ सराउंडिंग या चेंज ऑफ लोकेशन होता है, तो it's very difficult to keep in touch. Like obviously you had, if you were in the same space तो आपका in contact बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, but if you move to a new place there's very little contact. So to still feel less uneasy, I think it's very important to have contact with your friends, your family, your work, whatever it was, because उससे आपको आपका ये transition बहुत easy होता है. Or I wouldn't say it becomes a piece of cake, but definitely it becomes less difficult for sure. इतना मैं ज़रूर कह सकता हूँ. ठीक है. And then for example ये तो मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, if there's a change of location. इसके अलावा ज़िंदगी में बहुत सारे changes आते हैं. You enter a new college, you get married, you move cities, you change your job. All of these different scenarios are examples of when and how people become uneasy and people are unsettled. because ज़िंदगी में ना किसी को भी अपनी कंफर्ट जोन से निकलना पसंद नहीं है. और आपकी कंफर्ट जोन से आप जब निकलते हो, दैट्स ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ अ सर्टेन चेंज इन लाइफ. और similarly when I had a baby, so it was a very big change for me. I did not know कि आपकी लाइफ में क्या इम्पैक्ट आता है. I mean obviously you hear your elders and people around you tell you कि oh it's this, it's that, but वही वाली बात है, you never know until you experience it yourself. So when I had my baby also, um, I think one thing I tried doing, which I think anyone should do, is to never not do what you did prior to that. मैं ऐसे नहीं, अब इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि अब बिल्कुल आपका बेबी हो गया सो यू डोंट गिव इट एनी अटेंशन एंड यू एब्सोल्युटली इग्नोर इट व्हाटएवर. आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट. व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज कि आप वो अपनी लाइफ जो प्रायर टू द चाइल्ड थी उसको किसी तरह इनकॉर्पोरेट करो इन योर लाइफ पोस्ट हैविंग अ बेबी एज वेल, राइट. तो व्हाट दैट डज इज इट कीप्स योर माइंड एट पीस. और जब आपका माइंड एट पीस होगा यू विल बी मोर कंफर्टेबल डीलिंग विथ यू नो uncomfortable situations as well. So that's one thing I did. इसके अलावा I think something which helps majority people is to um, you know go out, go for a drive, go for a walk, explore, and do not sit and ponder over what makes you sad. Because I I know it's very easy and easier said than done. कि हाँ, don't feel sad. I'm not saying that, but what I am genuinely saying is, if you sit and you consciously think about it, और आप उस पर बैठ के बहुत गौर करो और फिक्र करो और ऐसे गाने सुनो which make you sad, or if you go through your photo album and you look at certain pictures which bring that emotion outside and make it much more amplified. I think वो सारी चीज़ें अगर आप ना करो तो आपका जितना भी एक सैड बिट है अपने दिल में वो रहता है, बट उतना ज़्यादा ऑब्वियस नहीं होता. इट डजंट कम आउट सो मच, राइट? बिकॉज आई थिंक माइंड इज़ अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग ऑर्गन. और आप अपने दिमाग को जिस तरह ट्रेन करना चाहो ना, if you tell yourself that you are fine, genuinely, I think you can be fine in the most difficult situations as well, right? It's how you train your mind to respond to scenarios that I think you react accordingly. I spoke about like location, I spoke about big changes in life, and I think anyone watching this would relate कि कभी ना कभी हर इंसान एक डिफ़िकल्ट और एक अनकंफर्टेबल सिचुएशन में आता है. और I think it's only when you have trained your mind enough to deal with these scenarios is when you can deal with further more situations to come in life. Because मेरे ख्याल में लाइफ में कभी ऐसा टाइम नहीं आता where there are no uncomfortable situations for us, because हर वक्त में कुछ अच्छा हो रहा होता है, कुछ बुरा हो रहा होता है, बट चेंजेस हर वक्त में आ रहे होते हैं. ठीक है. और the only way I think with in which we can still survive and sail, be it smooth sail or not smooth, I wouldn't call it rough, but आप फिर भी sail through situations या scenarios in life सिर्फ तब कर सकते हो अगर आप mentally इतने sound हो और capable हो to adapt and accept changes with comfort and at least some sort of sanity in you. Varna, trust me, it is one of the most difficult things in life. Or yeah, that was my 2 cents for today. अभी मैंने आज वीडियो बनाई है, बहुत टाइम बाद बनाई है, because as I mentioned, this transition of having a child, and I was making videos before that, whatever, that was also new for me. Making videos was new for me, but uh, I told myself, it's okay, take our time. It takes 5-10 minutes to talk to the camera, and I did that. So I hope this video was interesting. बाकी ये था आज का. अगली वीडियो में मिलेंगे with something new, something fun, and see you in another video. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.